Hello, Frank here. Just doing a quick video here on how to compression check a 2007 Toyota Prius. This is a Gen 2. And the first thing we do is we take off the air filter box, move this out of the way just for convenience. We stuck a screwdriver down the throttle plate gently, not to scuff it up or anything. Because compression checks are usually, I've always done it with wide open throttle. So that's pretty much there. Then you need to disable the fuel injectors. You don't want to be squirting fuel in, so I've unplugged all the fuel injectors, and I've unplugged all the spark plug coils. So there's no spark and there's no fuel. You can't just come over here and remove the 15 amp EFI fuse. If you do that, the car will not, at least I have not been able to get it to attempt to start. So the way it's set up right now, you put in a remove the spark plug one at a time, and screw that in there in place of spark plug, and that gauge reaches up just so that I can see it from the driver compartment. I actually hang it with that elastic band to keep it straight up. And then you just go in there and you start the car normally. You step on the brake, press the power button like we always do, and within a few seconds the car will attempt to start, and it will get the pressure up, and then it'll give up. And then you shut the car off, come back, note the compression, and move on to the next cylinder. So we're going to actually get into it right now. So we've got the compression gauge in and cylinder number 2. I've already done number 1. It came in at 140 psi. I believe 150 is more normal for these cars, but I'm going to compare all across, all of them. So now I'm going to go inside the cab, and we're going to look at that meter and see what it says as I crank the car. Now you can't see it very well from here, but we'll go out there and read it. But we're going to step on a brake, and the car is going to attempt to start like it normally does. I don't know if you can... And we shut the car off. And let's go outside and take a look. All right, I got looks like 145, 146 on cylinder number 2. So we'll just go ahead and repeat that across all the cylinders. Just a little something extra I'm doing for a little experiment here. I took a little $1.25 light set from Christmas Tree Shop, or I'm not Christmas Tree Shop, from Dollar Tree or something. Taped it to a little piece of, to a tie wrap in order to get it down there. Taped the first bulb because it was creating, the second bulb was creating glare, and just left the end bulb lit. And I'm looking down into the cylinder using a mirror. And I can kind of see, I don't know if you can on camera, what the cylinder looks like in there, and it looks pretty normal to me. What I'm looking for is something obvious, like a completely washed out cylinder, like from coolant getting in from a blown head gasket, which would essentially power wash the cylinder to like an aluminum color. This looks more like normal. I know you can't see it on camera, but it looks in a normal realm. So just a little inexpensive Christmas tree light set. Let me just pull it out so you can see what I did there. That bulb's lit. That one's taped off because it creates glare down the shaft. And that one, those are all on. And I'll go on to the next cylinder. All right, here goes cylinder number 3. And I hit off. No need to rock the car anymore. And basically just repeat this for steps for the last cylinder number 4, noting all the numbers, and see what it all looks like in the end. All right, and finally cylinder number 4. Hope if I turn the car on. All right, and to summarize what I got, cylinder 1, I got 140, cylinder 2, 146, cylinder 3, 145, and cylinder 4, 150. That's a range of about 10 psi from the number 1 to number 4, and number 2 and 3 kind of being in the middle. I got to do a little research to see if that's within acceptance. This car does have 200,000 miles on it, approaching 215,000. It currently is not running its best. I'm having trouble with air in the coolant system. I know these cars are hard to bleed out. I've been trying to get all the air out, and I'm starting to wonder if there's a head gasket issue, which is part of the reason I'm doing this compression test, to see if a faulty head gasket is letting combustion gases leach into the coolant veins in the cylinder block, cylinder walls, and therefore continuously introducing air into the cooling system. I'm not certain that's there yet. I don't have any other signs. There's no sign of coolant in the oil. There's no sign of coolant in the inside the oil cap. The coolant, which is another video. I don't need to get into that right now. But so as far as this goes, the compression test, I'll put all this back together. I'll put this all back together. You don't need to be tied up watching that. But that's basically it. That's how you do it. Well, that's how I do it, at least. And I did disconnect the mass air sensor on the air box. I disconnected that harness. I'm not sure it matters. I'll pull that screwdriver gently out of that air intake because I wanted that to be open. And yeah, that's it. That wraps it up. Hope that's useful. If you if you have any questions or comments, please like and consider subscribing, and I'd love to hear from you. Actually, one notation I'd like to make. As I went going through each cylinder for a compression check, I took a peek and inspected each plug. They all look good. Cylinder number 4 has definitely had the most carbon on top of the piston. So that was something of notation. I cleaned each plug, checked the gaps and everything while I was at it, looked down in the cylinder holes. You saw me do that with the light. So it wasn't just a compression check. I took the opportunity to just give it a visual and double check some things. And it's a good time to do it. So just wanted to add that. All right, till next time. Bye.